stamp on history to show history that these things cannot go on. What surprises us is that these political leaders have not realized, they have not learnt the lessons from history. We have seen one Ibrahim in our historical past who stamped out the idols of his time. We've seen in our age this Ibrahim Zakzaky standing up against the idols of our time. This intellectual, this scholar, this leader has shown us to stand up against injustice. He stood up for truth. He stood up for justice. Brothers and sisters around the world, I request that in our hearts that we make this staunch support for all those people who have been downtrodden, all those people around the world who are facing oppression in any way or form. In our heart, at the very least, we owe this to humanity. The second thing is that on our tongues, just like today with these chants, that we have to establish what is in our heart openly and encourage others to join as well. This is our responsibility to other human beings. And thirdly, through our actions, we have to show that we are the people that support justice all around the world. You do not have to be a Muslim to show that you are a supporter of justice. I urge the people in Nigeria to continue their efforts to stand against this utter form of oppression and tyranny. Brothers and sisters, in the end, I pray for all of those Muslims around the world who are facing oppression in any way or form. May Allah protect them, may Allah give them a long life. In the end, I ask for all of you to make a special dua and recite Surah Fatiha for all those who have given their lives in this noble and peaceful cause. After one salawat, Surah Fatiha, please. Allahumma salli ala.
Thank you very much, Sayyid Mohsin Shah. If we could keep the thoroughway clear as well, that would be great. Let's not cause any obstructions for the general public, especially if you see any elderly members or people with prams. Over there. Just to let you know, in Nigeria, in the capital, at the mosque, and elsewhere, hundreds of thousands of Nigerians, men, women and children, have been protesting. They've been coming out of their homes, protesting, standing up for Sheikh Zakzaky. Whilst, let's be honest, the vast majority of us, me included, have just been getting on with our own lives, doing what we normally do, with not a care about what's going on over there. They've been coming out knowing full well they may never go back home. They've been coming out knowing full well they may get maimed, they may get shot, they may get arrested, they may get tortured, be thrown in prison, etc. All we have to do is come here, outside the embassy, spend a few hours, minutes even, to say salam to the guys and girls who are here on a regular basis, chill out with them, share some stories, a normal conversation. You'll know some of them, you won't know some of them, or just sit in silence, bring your work with you, open your laptop, you can pick up some Wi-Fi from around here, and just spend some time. That's all we've got to do. And as Sister Afreen said, and Sayyid Mohsin said, we need to encourage other people to come. Regardless of it not being organised directly from your centres, us as individuals have our own responsibility, regardless of what the centres do or don't do. Our job is to do what's right. So let's do that, and let's do that in numbers. Let's spread the word. For those people outside London, the reason why I've asked you to share all this on social media is that they can see it as well, and they can feel that they're part of it as well. It's not easy to come down on a Sunday when you've got a working day the next day, and I know there was many people that would have loved to have come. I'd now like to invite Brother Sheikh Malik to come and say a few words. He's well known, he's got a following in Nigeria, and people listen to what he's got to say. I'll let him introduce himself fully, and please can we welcome him with a round of applause, please. Sheikh Malik, please. Thank you.
Um, Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Chidi Kali. I'm a Nigerian. I live in the UK here. Um, it's really sad that our meeting is in this form because Nigerians are peace-loving people. One thing I have to beg indulgence of the international community, especially you present here, is that the attitude, the news that you hear from this current government in Nigeria does not represent an average Nigerian. The repression, the dictatorship, the incessant killing, the nepotism, the polarization of people, division of people in tribes, religion, just to benefit few political elites. This is not about us. That doesn't represent Nigeria. For the little I know, Sheikh, there have been several political crises in Nigeria, and where Christians find succor or sanctuary or refuge is through his sect. They protect Christians against various attacks in the north. As a human being, you cannot say that he's a saint. Nobody is. But I believe Nigerian has a legal system where if there is an offense, he's supposed to face justice, which is supposed to be fair to everybody. He has secured 3-4 court bails unconditionally for the government to release him. But regrettably, he is still under incarceration. So I am appealing to Nigerian government here because our platform Hope for Nigeria is live. Lots of Nigeria are logged on right now. I am appealing to Nigerian government specifically. Injustice to one is injustice to many. You cannot say that if you are not a Muslim, because a Muslim has a problem, you will fold your hands. When they finish the Muslim, they will come to you. That is the tactics of dictators. They will only go to the soft spot. Once they finish there, they'll move to another softer spot. We are appealing to them in the name of whatever they believe in to unconditionally release Zakzaky. It is whatever his offense is, Nigerian law is sufficient enough to try him. If he has secured an unconditional bail, the president and the presidency and government in Nigeria should have respected that little law. It is his right. The court secured that. So I am appealing to Nigerian government, whatever the issue is, he is going to appear in court tomorrow. I am trusting that the judge handling this case should respect the rule of law and constitution of Nigeria and his right to bail, and let him go home and meet his family. I am using this platform again to commiserate with families of 17 members of his group that lost their life last week, including the police officer, deputy commissioner of police that was shot at the back, and another young man that was killed by a crossfire, who was a member of National Youth Service Corps of Nigeria. I am using this platform to commiserate with their family and pray that God will give them heart to bear their loss. But in a nutshell, I am appealing to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Justice Ministry, the Nigerian judicial system, and the court to give him unconditional bail. So whatever it is, he's an old man. He's not going to run away. So he can be going to court from his home. So, and we understood that he has some serious health condition that need attention urgently. On humanitarian ground, he deserves to give a bail either for him to get treatment locally or overseas, which has been given to other politicians and prominent figures in Nigeria to get treatment. So I am so grateful for each and every one of you who have taken your time to grace this rally, which is another way of enlightening or informing the international community of the development in Nigeria. As I said before, the crudeness of that government in Nigeria doesn't represent a typical Nigerian. We are peace-loving Nigeria. We respect the law. We are brothers keepers. So I thank you each for coming here, and I pray that God will lead to your respective homes when you are going. Thank you so much for having me in this platform. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Can we have a round of applause for the brother, please? Thank you so much. Thank you for your good wishes. Thank you for raising the voice as a Nigerian. It can't be easy when you know you're under such a brutal regime. So we're here for a reason, and let that reason be known. Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
As I said, lots of people have been coming to this 24-hour vigil we've had. We're on day 18. Many brothers, many sisters, children, people from all walks of life. The ulama have been coming as well. There's been a hardcore group of people who've ensured that we've got presence here, come rain, wind or shine. And I'm sure we'd like to remember them all in our prayers and send them a whole load of thanks for what they're doing, because it's not been easy. Believe me, especially when it rains, the way it's been raining. There are many people outside London who would have loved to have come, but because of the geographics and timings, they aren't able to. That's why I've asked you to share everything on social media, let them know. There are people in London as well who would have come, but unfortunately are busy with other matters like work and family. And there is always a group of people who don't want to come anywhere. So we don't talk about them, we talk about those who want to come and attend. Can I please ask Sayyid Abbas Naqvi to come and say a few words to you as well? And can we welcome him with a couple of chants? Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم جاء الحق وزهق الباطل إن الباطل كان زهوقا السلام عليكم. Hussein is your leader. Hussein is my leader. Hussein is leader of Sheikh Zakzaky. Hussein is leader of humanity. Let's say together, everyone should listen. Reason, because today Sheikh Zakzaky is following the path of Hussein. Let's all together shout, Labbaika ya Hussein. Not like this. If you will say like this, maybe Sheikh will not come out. Labbaika ya Hussein. Labbaika ya Hussein. Labbaika ya Hussein. Oh my leader Hussein, we are here today. When you went in Karbala, there was no city, there were no people, that was desert. But today, Karbala is the hub of the world. Throughout the world, people are going and visiting and saying salute to Hussein. Hussein is leader of freedom. Hussein is leader of human rights. Hussein is leader of slaves. Hussein is leader of religious people. And Sheikh Zakzaky, if the tyrant of Nigeria, they are thinking, they will kill him. They will put him in the prison forever. So what? Shahadat is our inheritance. With our death, we are increasing. We will grow. Can't you think The day you fired in 214 and you killed 350 innocent people, on that day in Zaria, the world was not knowing. But today, the tyranny that happened in Zaria, in Nigeria, everyone in the world, they have to know, and they are knowing what is the tyranny that is happening into Nigeria. We are here to say, stop it. Stop it. Because maybe today you are alive. Tomorrow, other people will come and will stop you. Sheikh Zakzaky, he was leader of everyone. He founded many hospitals. He opened many schools. He started many human services. He was working for everyone. And when they gathered to salute their Mawla Imam Hussein, then you fired them. You killed his sons. You killed his children. You killed his companion. He lost his eye. He lost his body parts and organs. But still, he is the name of bravery. He is the name of freedom. He is the flag bearer of knowledge. Today in London, Majlis-e-Ulama Shia Europe had organized this protest throughout the Europe, in France, in Germany, in Italy, in Norway, in Sweden, every city and part and capital of Europe. Today people are standing with Zakzaky. He is oppressed. He is leader of people. He is a scholar. He is innocent. What we are going to demand, free him as soon as possible. We hope tomorrow you will release him. You will free him. And if you will keep him, that day will come when all these oppressed people will change you, will throw you out, and you will find nowhere. Can't you see Saddam? What happened to him? He was hiding under the ground. Those who are tyrant, this is their destiny. Get the lesson from history. Someone who was and who is the leader of people, leader of services of mankind, why that great person should be in the prison. We hope and we demand UNO and all capitals of different governments, they have to diplomatic relations, pressures, they have to develop, and especially this is humanitarian issue. He is not a criminal. He was a leader. He was working for people. He provided the services. So for his humanitarian work, we demand as soon as possible he should be released. He should come out. Once again, let's say together, Labbaika ya Hussein!
Labbaika ya Hussein!
Labbaika ya Hussein!
Labbaika ya
May
Hussein!
Allah give you opportunity to do ziyarat of Imam Hussein alayhi salam in Karbala very soon. Thank you very much.
Zakzaky!
Free!
Zakzaky!
Free!
Zakzaky!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Free!
Zakzaky!
Free!
Zakzaky!
Free!
Zakzaky!
We are all!
Okay.
We are all!
Zakzaky!
We are all!
Zakzaky!
We are all!
Zakzaky!
We are all!
Zakzaky!
Thank you very much. As we were saying, thank you, Saeed, for that inspiring talk there. The vigil has been going on. This is day 18. 18 days and 18 nights. People have been outside the Nigerian embassy raising their voices against the tyranny and oppression committed by the Nigerian government, led by Buhari, ex-General Buhari, against the innocent people of Nigeria, and in particular, members of the Islamic movement. The vigil has been manned by men, women and children, ordinary men, women and children. Men, women and children, men and women especially, who've got work, who've got jobs to go to. Many of them have took leave. They've taken time off work and not spent it with their families, but have come here and spent night after night after night standing for the oppressed, standing for those who are voiceless, being the voice of the voiceless. And that takes a lot of sacrifice. And our gratitude goes to that hardcore team of brothers and sisters who sit here all day long, rain, wind or shine, handing out leaflets, handing out water, speaking to people, propagating what happened to Sheikh Zakzaky. And that's been going on for 18 solid days and nights. And there's a couple of brothers and sisters who've been here for the vast majority of it. And like I said, people have taken time off work, people have taken time away from their families and spent it in the rain over here. So a big thank you to them. We gathered to raise our voices, but this isn't the end, nor is this the beginning. This is a continuum, and a continuum that we need to continue. I want you all the way through the events of the next hour to take clips, to take pictures of yourselves, of your friends, and post it on social media. Put it on your Facebook. Put a hashtag Free Zakzaky. It's important your friends know. Let them know they can pop down any time during the day, any time during the night. If you can't sleep, if the weather's too hot, get yourselves down here, have a cup of tea, have a chat with the brothers and sisters. You can even do your Fajr prayers here, because there's always a group doing it. You've seen the pictures on social media. Let everyone know. If you're in town, if you're at work and it's Zohar time, and you want to do congregational prayers, you can do congregational prayers outside the Nigerian embassy. Isn't that wonderful, eh? Lovely. In the open air. Great stuff. Right. I'd like to now invite a stalwart, somebody who's known for speaking out against oppression. You know him from Quds Day. You know him from how he speaks against the oppressors, eye to eye, face to face. I'd like to welcome Sheikh Bamanpur to say a few words to you all, words of encouragement, and his views and opinions upon the case of Sheikh Zakzaky. If we could leave the thoroughfare free to let people pass by if they want to. And I would like to invite Sheikh Bamanpur with some slogans of what we're here for and why we're here. So Sheikh Bamanpur, free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
What do we want?
Justice!
Where do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
Where do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
Where do we want it?
Now!
What do we want? Where do we want it?
Now!
Free, free!
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I'm just reading, written on the door of this embassy, unity and peace, unity and faith, peace and progress. So I would like to ask, in the name of unity, in the name of faith, in the name of peace, and in the name of progress, to lift the suppression on Sheikh Zakzaky and his followers. They are just people who are expressing their faith. His case and the case of his followers is a case against sectarianism. It's a case about faith and expression of faith. It's about the unity of the nation. And I wonder, why is he oppressed and suppressed like that? However, we have similar cases throughout the history. The history tells us the people who rise for faith, for unity, are usually suppressed and oppressed by the unfaithful and by the sectarians. And this has been an ongoing. And Allah tells us in the Quran that don't worry. Faith, peace, unity needs sacrifice. And sacrifices make history. And this is what is now happening in Nigeria, and this is what we are very well seeing in front of our eyes. History is being made there. History of faith, what is mentioned in the Quran about the past people. Inna ma'al usra yusra. فَإِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا إِنَّ مَعَ الْعُسْرِ يُسْرًا. Ease, comfort, unity, peace always comes along with accompanied by difficulties. And that is what is happening in Nigeria. This is actually a good news of a better future for Nigeria, a better future for people of Nigeria when these sacrifices are made to make that unity and faith possible. It is mentioned in the Quran about the past nations. أَمْ حَسِبْتُمْ أَن تَدْخُلُوا الْجَنَّةَ وَلَمَّا يَأْتِكُمْ مَثَلُ الَّذِينَ مِنْ قَبْلِكُمْ. Do you think that you easily enter paradise while the example of people who were before you haven't passed on you? مَسَّتْهُمُ الْبَأْسَاءُ وَالضَّرَّاءُ وَزُلْزِلُوا حَتَّى يَقُولَ الرَّسُولُ وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا مَعَهُ مَتَى نَصْرُ اللَّهِ. They were inflicted by difficulty, by hardship, by poverty, by injuries, so much that the messenger and his followers said, when is the victory coming? And when matters come to this state, then Allah says, Allah inna nasrallahi qareeb. The victory is close. I tell you, the situation in Nigeria about Sheikh Zakzaky and his followers have come to this stage that we are saying, Mata Nasrullah, when is the victory coming? And when we come to this state, when we come to this situation, I'm sure the promise of Allah will come true. Allah inna nasrallahi qareeb. The victory of Allah, the support of Allah is very close at hand. We just have to pray for Sheikh Zakzaky and his followers to continue to persevere in their path, in the path of haqq, in the path of peace and unity. My final statement is another verse from Quran. فَارْتَقِبْ إِنَّهُمْ مُرْتَقِبُونَ. Expect victory as they are expecting defeat. وَصَلَّى اللَّهُ عَلَى مُحَمَّدٍ وَآلِهِ الطَّاهِرِينَ.
Jazakallah, thank you. Thank you very much, Sheikh Batman Pro. Free, free! Free, free! Free, free! Now there's plenty of you here, so we're going to make a bit of noise for a couple of minutes. What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
I need to hear you louder. What do we want?
Justice!
What do we want?
Now!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Let's just say to sisters, what do we want?
Justice!
Come on, guys. Let's just say to sisters and the kids, what do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Either some brothers don't understand English or they like to join in chanting with the sisters, one or the other. One for the brothers only. What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
For the under 16s, male or female. What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it? Free, free,
Zakzaky!
free, free,
Zakzaky!
free, free.
Zakzaky!
Thank you very much. As I was saying, the vigil outside the Nigerian embassy is a non-denominational vigil. All are welcome. Everyone is welcome to join in and stand against the oppression which is going on against the Islamic movement in Nigeria, in particular Sheikh Zakzaky and his wife. People have been coming here all day, all night. A hardcore group of people, young men, taking time off work, have spent there many hours just sitting here and talking to passers-by. It's a very busy commute fare, it's a very busy thoroughfare during the day. And I encourage you all, even if it's pop in, bring a coffee with you, bring a tea, bring one or two for the people who are here, sit down, have a chat. That's all it takes. You don't have to spend 3-4 hours. You don't have to spend an hour. You could be nearby, pop in, spend 10 minutes, have a picture taken, put it on your Facebook, put it on your social media, and hashtag it Free Zakzaky. The more noise we create, the better. Yes, there is a court hearing tomorrow. Yes, we will find out tomorrow whether or not he will be released. And whether or not he is released or not, that is, like I said, not the start or the beginning. It is a continuum, because there are many who have been maimed, many who are not allowed to leave Nigeria and seek urgent medical treatment, which reminds me, not only do we need your voices, not only do we need you to come here, we need you to put your hands in your pocket. Many people, and please spread this message, would love to be here, would love to come and spend a bit of time here, but they can't, for genuine reasons, absolutely genuine reasons they can't. What they can do is contribute, whether it's £1, £5 or £10. And that money will be used purely for medical treatment of the injured. The team of doctors that went out to see Sheikh Zakzaky, I was privileged to speak to one of them personally, and they have been changed so much by what they saw, by meeting Sheikh Zakzaky and his wife Muallama, and by visiting some of the injured. Changed forever, they said. And that message, these are doctors who treat people day in and day out. They see trauma day in and day out. And they were moved so much by what they saw. It is our duty and our responsibility as humans. I let the Maulanas talk it from a religious point of view. Let me speak as a human being. It's our duty as a human being to do what we can for a fellow human. They don't have bandages. They don't have the basic needs, never mind the complicated cases. There are people there with shattered bones, with fragments of shrapnel in them, young children. Sheikh Zakzaky has been poisoned by the shrapnel in him. He's been denied medical treatment, denied access to proper medical treatment to remove the shrapnel and remove the lead. The level of lead and cadmium in his body is 40 times the level of a normal human being. And they are waiting. They are waiting for him to die. That's what they're doing. And it's our responsibility to make as much noise as we can on all our social media streams, friends, family, whoever, doesn't matter who they are, to let them know about Zakzaky. Not everyone can be here, we know that, but let them make some noise and let them make a donation. All of us, send some money if you can, doesn't matter how little it is. The Maulanas will tell you this. It's not the size of the donation. I'll let them explain that. But we must give to help those children. Those are our children. Those are our sisters. Those are our women. Those are our men. 15 million. 15 million. Bigger than the population of the whole of London and Greater London. They're relying on us, on you, on me, to do something. Personally, I think we failed them. But it's never, we can never lose hope. We can always try. We can always do something now. So please, put your hands in your pockets. Those are people who can't come and who are here as well. I'll make the donations. You can go on the IHRC website. There's a medical donation section there for Muallim Ibrahim Zakzaky and for all the injured. And there's some really, really bad injuries there. People are in wheelchairs, young kids who should be in school. Last week, a young, you can see the pictures on the tree, with flowers around it. People just being shot dead who were at school. Shot dead, never to come back home. And I want you to come round sometime, come to this tree and lay some flowers down. Let people know why we're here. And the flowers will talk for you. They'll let people know that something sad has happened. So please do that. Before I invite the next speaker, let's have some chants. Let's use your voices, yeah? Because I'm losing mine already. Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
What do we want?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Come on, let's hear you. What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
We are all!
Zakzaky!
We are all!
Zakzaky!
We are all!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
I'd now like to invite Sayyid Raza Haider to come and say some words, please. And you could come, we've got brother, we've got the others as well. We'll do them all by turn. If you could come, because I can see he's just had an operation as well. And this should be testament. Our ulama have always been at the forefront of leading campaigns of humanity. And we mustn't forget that. And we need them. And we need them to come here. We need them to give encouragement to all the people who have been here. So can we please welcome Syed with a nice loud salawat.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحیم الحمد للہ والصلاۃ علی اہلہا اما بعد جیسا کہ ابھی برادر کاظم نے بتایا کہ میرا ریسنٹلی بائی پاس ہوا ہے. میں مریض دل ہوں لیکن میرا دل حسینیت کے ساتھ دھڑکتا ہے. میں مریض دل ہوں لیکن میرا دل مظلوم کے ساتھ دھڑکتا ہے اور اسی لیے میں آج آپ کے درمیان حاضر ہو گیا ہوں. شیخ زکزکی انہوں نے کسی مکتب و مسلک کے لیے قربانی نہیں دی. انہوں نے اپنے 6 جوان فرزندوں کو کسی مذہب کے خاطر نہیں قربان کیا. اگر قربان کیا تو اہل بیت کی خاطر قربان کیا. اور آج دنیا بھر میں جو اہل بیت کے پیروکار ہیں، اہل بیت کے حقیقی فالوور ہیں، وہ مظالم کے ظلم کا شکار ہو رہے ہیں. لیکن اہل بیت کی تعلیم نے، اہل بیت کی تعلیمات نے ان کو کوہ گراں بنایا ہوا ہے. اہل بیت کے راستے پر وہ راستہ کہ جو حسین ابن علی نے اختیار کیا تھا، وہ جو راستہ جو علی ابن حسین زین العابدین نے اختیار کیا تھا، وہ راستہ جو اہل بیت اطہار اور کربلائے معلیٰ والوں نے اختیار کیا تھا، وہ کبھی بھی ظلم کے آگے سر نگو نہیں ہوتا. وہ سر کٹا تو لیتا ہے لیکن سر جھکا نہیں سکتا. وہ کبھی بھی مظلومیت کا ساتھ نہیں چھوڑتا. وہ کبھی بھی ظالم کا ساتھ نہیں دیتا. ہمیشہ مظلوم کے ساتھ ہوتا ہے، ظالم کے خلاف ہوتا ہے. شیخ زکزکی نے اس افریقہ کی پرخار وادیوں میں بھی رہ کر تشیع اور اہل بیت کے پیغام کو، میسج کو اس طریقے سے عام کیا کہ آج 1-2 نہیں، ہزاروں نہیں بلکہ لاکھوں افراد وہ ہیں کہ جو اہل بیت کے راستے پر گامزن ہیں. اور یہ شیخ زکزکی کا وہ خلوص تھا، شیخ زکزکی کا وہ اخلاص عمل تھا کہ جس نے ان کے پیچھے ہزاروں افراد کو ان کا فالوور بنایا. آج ہم سب شیخ زکزکی کی رہائی کے لیے اس نائجیرین ایمبیسی کے سامنے اس لیے مظاہرہ کر رہے ہیں کہ شیخ زکزکی کو جلد از جلد رہا کیا جائے. اگرچہ سننے میں خبریں اچھی نہیں آ رہی ہیں لیکن بہرحال آپ کا اتحاد، آپ کا اتفاق، آپ کا مظاہرہ، آپ کا احتجاج یقیناً بڑی بڑی حکومتوں کو گھٹنے ٹیکنے پر مجبور کر دے گا اور نائجیرین حکومت اس بات پر مجبور ہو جائے گی کہ شیخ زکزکی کو ریلیز کرے. اور ہمارا یہی مطالبہ ہے کہ جتنا جلد ممکن ہو سکے اس عظیم مجاہد کو، اس عظیم انسان کو، اس عظیم فالوور اہل بیت کو رعایت دے تاکہ وہ اپنے فالوورز کے درمیان آ سکیں، اپنے اہل خانہ کے درمیان آ سکیں اور ملت کے خاطر خدمات انجام دے سکیں. شیخ زکزکی نے نائجیریا میں انسانیت کی خدمت کی ہے. شیخ زکزکی نے نائجیریا میں اسلام کی خدمت کی ہے. شیخ زکزکی نے نائجیریا میں مکتب اہل بیت کی تبلیغ و ترویج کی ہے. اس حوالے سے تمام دنیا کے انسانوں اور مسلمانوں کا فریضہ بنتا ہے. یہ کسی ایک مسلک، کسی ایک مکتب کی ذمہ داری نہیں بنتی ہے کہ وہ شیخ زکزکی کی حمایت کرے اور پروٹیسٹ کرے، بلکہ ہر غیرت دار، غیرت مند مسلمان کا فریضہ ہے کہ وہ آئے. ہر اس انسان کا فریضہ بنتا ہے جو انسانیت کا نام لیوا ہے، وہ آئے اور شیخ زکزکی کی حمایت میں مظاہرے میں شریک ہو اور اپنی کوشش کرے کہ شیخ زکزکی جلد سے جلد رہائی پا سکے. وآخر الدعوانا ان الحمدللہ رب العالمین.
Thank you. MashaAllah, thank you very much. I'll just give you a quick summation for those people who don't speak Urdu and mine ain't that good, so forgive me if it's not the exact. Sayyid has just come out of hospital, he had a bypass, and he was saying that even though he's on medication from his heart, very good, very nice. Although he's got issues with his heart is beating with the people of Nigeria, his heart is beating with Sheikh Zakzaky, his heart is beating with those people who are oppressed in Nigeria. He also said that Sheikh Zakzaky is the one who's not following in the line of the Aim al-Masumeen. He's the one who's following in the line of Imam Hussein. And he also reminded us that the truth never bows down in front of falsehood. And the truth will sacrifice itself, but will never bow down in the light of falsehood. And he also said what the sacrifices Sheikh Zakzaky has done in order to spread the message of Islam, of peace, of love and unity is a humanitarian concept, is a humanitarian issue, and we should recommend everyone from all backgrounds and all faiths to join in and to stand for Sheikh Zakzaky, because he doesn't belong to one group of people, he belongs to the whole of humanity. Thank you very much, Sayyid, for that. Jazakallah khair. Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Just to remind you, every Tuesday there's Dua Tawassal out here at night, round about 9:20, straight after Namaz al-Maghrib. And there's also Dua Kamel on every Thursday. It's a great time. The weather's normally wonderful. A great time to come out, sit under the stars, sit under the beautiful sky in London, and together with some friends, and do a bit of nice spiritual uplifting, and afterwards have a chill out with them, whilst all at the same time standing up for Sheikh Zakzaky. Don't take these words wrong, but it's fun as well to come and struggle. It's fun to come like you've come. It's nothing wrong with enjoying yourself being here. It's right that you enjoy yourself because it's good to, because you're doing it for a good cause. All right? So encourage others, encourage your friends and family, bring your kids, especially if it's school holidays, bring them here. Last Sunday I think some kids did some drawings, some colouring, and it went up on the tree and people could see it. And it's a great way of spending some time, because normally what you're complaining of in the summer holidays, what are we going to do with the kids? They're always on the computers, they're always on their iPads. Bring them down here for a couple of hours, a day out in town in central London, see sights, and spend some time at the tent of Sheikh Zakzaky. So, free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
As I said, we gathered here to stand in unity for Sheikh Zakzaky, a man who has stood for peace, for tolerance, for respect, for dignity, for the last 4 decades in Nigeria. 15 million followers, more than the population of London and Greater London he represents. People of different faiths and backgrounds he represents. You heard before how a Christian Nigerian spoke about what Sheikh Zakzaky has meant for them, that he provided them succor when the Christians were being attacked by other groups in Nigeria. That is the man who is Sheikh Zakzaky. Never forget the name Zakzaky. Always remember the name Zakzaky. What he has done in Nigeria and 15 years, those of us from the Indian subcontinent have not managed in 1300 years what he's managed in 30 years in Nigeria. And that is testament to him and the quality, not just the numbers, the quality of his followers. Thousands, well over 1,000 have been murdered and killed. Men, women and children. And thousands have been denied medical access. It is our fundamental duty to help those. And just like people have been coming down, people have been taking time off work, coming in, spending time here, other people have been camped here day and night. The ulama, mashallah, have been coming and lending their support as well. I'd now like to invite Sayyid Ali Raza Rizvi to say some words to the congregation. Jazakallah. Come and welcome him with some chants. Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Qala Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wassalam, Kuna lizalim khasman walil mazlum auna. In his last will, Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salam admonished all of his sons, his followers, and all the humanity. And he said the words, Kuna lizalim khasman walil mazlum auna. Always be anger for the oppressors and tyrants. Walil mazlum auna, and be helpful assistance and support for the oppressed. He does not say be anger for the oppressors if they are disbelievers. He does not say be assistance and support for the oppressed if they are believers. He says support the oppressed even if they are disbelievers. Be against the oppressors, even if they are your own brothers. We are here to show our support for one of the icons today, for standing up against the oppression and taking a stand for the oppressed. We are here today not because he is our Shia brother. That is an obligation on its own, but we are here to show our support that if you are white or black, it does not matter to us. What matters to us is your stand against the oppression and your support for the oppressed. We are here to show our support. We do not care if you are white or black, if you're a believer or disbeliever, if you're European or African. If you are taking a stand against the oppressors, then we are with you. We are with you, Sheikh Zakzaky, even if you're a Nigerian. If you're Arab or non-Arab, white or black, what matters to us is that if you are oppressed, we are with you. And today the greatest sign and an icon for taking a stand against the oppressors is Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaky. We are here to show our support, and we demand from the Nigerian government that you must free Sheikh Zakzaky. Free, free. Zakzaky. Free, free. Zakzaky. Free, free. Zakzaky. Oh Sheikh Ibrahim Zakzaky, today you have shown us it does not matter where you live. It does not matter what your skin color is. It does not matter what language you speak. You can be anyone, and you can be supporter of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. You could be a person who takes the stand for Imam Hussain alayhi salam in this day and age. We show our love and respect for you because you are following the footsteps of Imam Hussain alayhi salam. It matters to us not that who you are. What matters to us is what you stand for. And you stand for Islam. You stand for humanity. And you stand today for justice. And as followers of Ali ibn Abi Talib, we stand with you. We show our respect and our love for you because you stand for justice and you're against oppression. Wa akhiru da'wana an alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Salawat.
Jazakallah, Sayyid. Jazakallah. You know, Sayyid is the head of the Majlis Ulama Shia, who have also been part of today's gathering to show support for Sheikh Zakzaky. So a big thank you to the Majlis Ulama Shia for their support, especially to the brothers and sisters who've been coming here day in and day out, and I'm sure you're all grateful to them as well for standing for the cause of Imam Hussain and for Sheikh Zakzaky. A couple of things I want to announce and explain. Before I talk about the donations, let me just explain why we're actually here. Because it's important that you take this message back. You've heard the speakers without wanting to repeat anything that they've said, and forgive me if I do. But Sheikh Maulana Ibrahim Zakzaky, the leader of the Islamic movement in Nigeria, is a native of Nigeria. He's not an outsider, born and bred in Nigeria. As leader of the Islamic movement, he believes that it does not belong to any denomination or faith. Christians, Muslims of various denominations are all members of his movement. His movement stands against oppression. His movement stands for justice. His movement stands against the corruption of the political elite which exists in Nigeria and indeed exists in all political establishments, especially where colonial countries that were in the past colonial countries. Maulana Ibrahim Zakzaky and his followers are peaceful. They carry no arms. They carry no weapons. They are supportive of anyone who comes to them looking for help, who have been victims of the Nigerian junta in the past. Don't forget, this goes on from the days of Abacha and onwards, and even now with Buhari. And they have always stipulated that they are a peaceful organization. And no one can claim that they are not. Nobody. So that's what he stands for. 4 years ago, at the Quds rally. His followers were fired upon. 3 of his children were shot dead. These were not babies, these were grown young men, shot dead. He buried them with his own hands. And at that time, over 1,000 were killed. 1,000. Imagine, look around. If we look at all of us around here, imagine within this organization, within this procession, and we get fired upon and all of us die. Imagine the impact that would have on everyone around you. So he died, 1,000 died. What happened 2 years ago? They got attacked again. 3 of his sons again were murdered and killed. His sister was burnt alive, and he could hear the screams of his sister being burnt alive. He was incarcerated, he was wounded, he lost one eye. His injuries are all over his body, a shrapnel. His wife as well, he was denied medical access. No one knew where he was. And no one was speaking up for him. And finally now, he's being visited by a group of doctors organized by the IHRC to go there and visit him and assess him. He's in bad shape. He's in good spirits because he believes in the cause of truth, but he's in bad physical shape. Latest reports are that his levels of lead in his body because of the shrapnel are 40 times higher than what they should be in an average individual. And we all know lead poisoning leads ultimately, it's catastrophic, leads to death. The courts 2 years ago told the government of Nigeria that he should be released, but they have not released him and held him against his will and against him the will of the law of the country of Nigeria. That is what's going on, and we are calling on the Nigerian government to release him unconditionally. As I mentioned before, we can help in many ways. Standing here, being a voice for the voiceless is a great way to stand up. Spreading messages on social media is a great way. Speaking to your friends is a great way. But there's one thing they need. One thing they need. You see, we can stand here and pray, and that is all good. We can stand here and talk, and that is all good. But that just makes us feel better. We feel better out of that. We feel we've done something. But if we really want to help them, there are mothers there looking at children who are injured and have got no money to treat them. There are fathers looking at their young daughters who are maimed and have no money to treat them. There are children looking at their parents, the breadwinners, and there's no money to treat them. There are leaflets here. You can see the leaflet. Any of you have got a bag? You can see the leaflets. These are the donation forms. This is not the job of the IHRC. That's not what the IHRC was intending to do. But there's nobody, there's no NGO, there is no Amnesty, there is no Médecins Sans Frontières, there is no other Doctors Without Borders out there helping these people. I beg you, beg you, beg you, please fill in this leaflet. If you've got a bag, it's in that leaflet. If you don't have a bag, ask for a leaflet. If there's no leaflets left, go onto the internet, go onto IHRC, and you'll see it. There's a big, you can't miss it. Donate for Nigeria. This will help those young children. This will help mothers, fathers, brothers and sisters. We cannot comprehend what they are going through. I'm sorry, we can't. We get injured, we're rushing back to the phone to a hospital. They don't have a hospital. They don't have the qualified doctors. They are just as help to get some of those kids out, to get treatment elsewhere. But that costs money. Those children belong to us. Those parents belong to us. Those mothers, those sisters belong to us. If we really want to make a difference, we need to stick our hands in our pockets and we need to help those people for medical help. Nothing else. Purely medical help. Okay? So can I please reiterate that you must do what we can. Give it out to your neighbours. Put it on social media. Take a picture of it. Put it on your Facebook. We're sharing pictures of biryani on our Facebook. We can share a picture of a donation form on Facebook. We share pictures of birthdays and all sorts of tomorrow on our Facebook. we can share a picture of the donation form on our Facebook site. So please do that. We beg you to do that, and I'm sure the ulama who are here will also encourage you all to donate for a good cause. It is probably the most pressing cause at this very moment. Really, you cannot imagine how bad and what condition they are in. So please, 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 I beg of thee, go home, speak to friends, speak to family, speak to brothers. We can accept homes as well for those people who pay. So please, do what you can. Don't just think, yeah, we will. Make it an action plan. Make it part of your Monday morning job to go out and speak to your friends and family, pick up your phone, send a text, put it on a WhatsApp group. Okay? Thank you so much. Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
I'd like to call on Brother Masud Shadri, Chair of the Islamic Human Rights Commission now, who together with AIM have been ensuring that this Nigerian embassy knows what's going on 24 hours a day. Day 18, brothers and sisters, day 18, rain, wind or shine, people are gathered out here. People are standing out here, sitting out here, not leaving the cause of Zakzaky alone. They are all standing there. If you've got time, pop in during work. Come and do your prayers here. They do Jama'at prayers. Can you believe it or not? Fajr, if you can't sleep, it's a hot night, get yourselves down here. It'd be great. Have a laugh, have a joke with the brothers you meet here, and stand for a good cause. Bring a cup of tea and do some brotherly bonding as well. Bit of bromance as well, and all that stuff. All right. So I'm now going to hand you over to the chair of the ITRC, Brother Masud Shadri. Can we please welcome him with a couple of nice, loud chants? Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
Free! Free!
Zakzaky!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's really a pleasure to see all of you here. And you know we are here for a number of reasons. One of it is because we are commanded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we should respect a human being and give karama to it as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given it karama. That means in today's world, in today's concept, people talk about human rights. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said that Allah has risen and give karama to a human being. So none of us have any right to remove that from anyone. So we are here to stand for humanity as described by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we are here for more than that. Because the man that we are standing here and demanding his freedom, Sheikh Zakzaky, is actually a star among the ulama and among the Muslims in today's world. He has dedicated his life for standing against injustice, against corruption, against ism. He actually stands for humanity. He stands for establishing Islam. He stands for a sort of Islam that protects everyone, Muslim and non-Muslim. When I went a few years ago to Nigeria, when first of his 3 children were killed in the demonstration at Al-Quds, when I went there, I saw people coming in hundreds every night to give condolences. Among those who came, there were brothers from Muslim community, Sufis, Salafis, different backgrounds, and then there were Christians and people from all sorts of backgrounds. And on one occasion, I saw 2 Christian ladies there. I don't know how much you know, but the conflict between Christians and Muslims in Nigeria is actually a communal one. And unfortunately, the relationship is very bad. And I was quite surprised, so I asked these two ladies, how come you're here? And I said, I know there is this communal conflict and even wars, and people are killed very often. And they said to me, yes, you're right. That is what happens in this country. But where we are living in this area is the area that Sheikh Zakzaky's Islamic movement is in prominence. And he said every time there is a conflict between Christians and the Muslims, Sheikh Zakzaky sends his people to guard our house 24 hours so no one will harm us. This is the Islam that Sheikh Zakzaky promotes. This is the future that he promotes for Nigeria. His vision of Nigeria, his vision of future is all-inclusive, and it's a vision that excludes corruption, exclude bigotry, exclude dictatorship, exclude isms, that people are pocketing the money of the country in their pocket while there are hundreds and thousands of people starving. The army of Nigeria is in the street killing innocent Nigerian demonstrators, men, women, and children. But you know, when 2 months ago I was in Nigeria, I couldn't travel from the capital to Kaduna because it's not safe. Even ministers don't travel because it's not safe. They only travel by train. They don't travel by roads. Those army are failing to protect people. What they do, they attack the people. They attack the innocent. Now, brothers and sisters, we have to stand up for someone like Sheikh Zakzaky. You know, when I was there, something that Sheikh Zakzaky told me, I was depressed because seeing he's lost one eye completely. He has been tortured. He has been abused. He has been brutally treated for over 3.5 years. And I was depressed. He turned around to me and he said, Masood, you know the will of Allah will be implemented. Inshallah. He said the will of Allah will be implemented no matter who likes it or who doesn't. And those of us who believe in Allah, when the will of Allah is implemented, be it that we see the hikmah of it or not, be it that we like it or not, we celebrate the implementation of will of Allah. That is the sort of man that they want to destroy. They want to destroy him because he mobilized masses in the way of Allah for a bright future. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the tawfiq to see him free, because his freedom is not just important for Nigerians. His freedom is important for all of us. Let me say something. There is a lot being said about Gandhi, that he is a man of peace and is a man that non-violent resistance. Now, I don't know if Gandhi had 6 of his children brutally killed in front of his eyes. If his sister was burned alive, he would have still stood for resistance without violence. But we know that Sheikh Zakzaky have gone through that and is standing for resistance without violence. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give victory to those who stand on his way. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Thank you very much, Brother Muslim. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I just want to say one more thing. Look, these days, 18 days that brothers and sisters have been coming here tirelessly, 24 hours, standing here and standing for justice. It actually has shown our community something. We could come together. We could stand up against injustice. We could make a difference. We need to organize ourselves. We need to come together even closer in the future years. There is a lot of oppression, both in this country and elsewhere, against Muslims and others. And we need to stand up united, and we need to be counted. Thank you for standing up for justice. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.
Jazakallah, Brother Masood. Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Justice!
When do we want it?
Now!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Free, free!
Zakzaky!
Brothers and sisters, thank you very much for coming to this special demonstration, because tomorrow the courts in Nigeria will decide whether or not they're going to release Sheikh Zakzaky. We hope they will, but based on what's just happened over the last couple of days, those chances are slim. But that shouldn't stop us from coming. That should encourage us more to attend. There's a full-time marquee up there. You can see that marquee there. That's where we stand when it rains. That's where the brothers and sisters sleep when it rains. And that's where you can get a cup of tea when you come. All right? If there's any hot water available. What is that? 9 a.m. Nigerian time, the court case times. And that's about 1 hour ahead, I think, of UK. Is it same now? Oh, it's same as London. Oh, we're in British summertime, aren't we? So it's same time as British summertime. Yeah, Sister Fadma's just told me that's what I was saying about the last couple of days, what's happened. What the authorities in Nigeria have done is try to preempt tomorrow's case by declaring the Islamic movement and anyone affiliated with it as a terrorist organization or a terrorist entity. And they've done that deliberately so that the courts will have to rule one way only. However, many Nigerians, who, not just Muslim Nigerians, Christian Nigerians, members of various organizations, have spoken out against this fallacy and against this absolute ridiculous situation that the Nigerian government have just decided and declared overnight ipso facto. So there was no ipso facto in it. Actually, they've just decided to do it. And that's where we are. So don't be alarmed, don't be surprised if you start hearing the word terrorist branded with the Islamic movement. I'm sure some of the Western newspapers and agencies would start using that word and prefixing it with the Islamic movement. We know it's a peaceful movement, as Brother Masood has said, and the previous speakers have said. We know that it's a movement for justice and it stands against oppression, not just oppression against human beings, but governmental oppression of stealing the money of Nigeria, and you can see a lot of it in England, in London especially. And we are thinking of holding protests outside Nigerian institutions like their oil company and their banks. That is phase 2 of stepping up. So we're not looking to step down, we're looking to step up, we're looking to increase. We need you in your numbers, we need you to come. Drop in. You don't have to come for an hour or 2 hours, even 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but come and take a picture. It's not about showing off. It's letting the world know that you care about Zakzaky, letting your friends know on social media that you care about Zakzaky. Just tweet it out, put it on Facebook, and put it on your WhatsApp groups. That's what it's all about. Thank you so much for coming. Really appreciate it. I'm sure everybody does. And the people who look the roughest here, those are the ones who are probably the ones who stayed last night. All right? So if you see people looking a bit rough, haven't combed their hair, and aren't dressed in a linen shirt, those people are the ones who've been spending the last couple of nights here in the rain and have been soaked to the bone. So thank you.
Just for the health of Sheikh Zakzaky and his followers and his family. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. أمن يجيب المضطر إذا دعاه ويكشف السوء. 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 برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. وصلى الله على محمد وآله الطاهرين.
اللهم صل على